welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. This is the second episode of us building a game collection in 2023. If you didn't see the first episode, that is available for you to watch if you want to catch up and see what it is we found in that first week. What it is we're doing. We're starting 2023 and building a video game collection. We've started with £40. We don't want to be adding any more money to that. And we want to see where we can stretch that and what we can do. So far we've spent £16 in week one. We haven't seen what we've got back from that yet. We're going to see that at the end of this episode, as well as everything we've found in week two and what we've got back from everything in this week. So by the end of this one, we'll be fully caught up going into week three and seeing everything that we've managed to get so far. So I don't want to spend too much time here now because I think the end will be quite long. So let's see everything we found in week two. So we're going to start off with another £5 for £1 deal. We had a good haul of them the first time round, went back, not so good, but this is a good example, a bit more realistic of what you tend to see more often. So here's what we got from there. Now, £5 for £1, not the best, but I'll tell you why I got it. So Call of Duty Finest Hour, I don't have. I know it's one of the first Call of Duties, and I know I said I'm not really a Call of Duty guy, but I do still want them all, especially the older ones. So I bought that with the intention of keeping it, adding that to the collection. Same with FIFA 07. I know that I haven't got this one. I don't know why. I think it was one of the first ones that came out on the 360. But yeah, for some bizarre reason, never come across it. So pick that one up again for intention of keeping it. And then I couldn't find anything else. And that's more realistic. The only thing I could find was Brink, which I think they give us a penny for, whether you have cash or exchange in CEX. So I just got that to pad it out. And then the other, there was just no other games there. So I bought these two movies. In my experience, the horror tends to sell a little better on Facebook Marketplace. They seem to have a bit of a more of a niche that people are interested by. So especially the more random ones. I know this isn't really random, this is a great film, but I've never heard of The Slaughter. So I just decided to add these two to bulk it out and to put to the side and maybe sell on with some more horror titles down the line. So yeah, £5 for £1, 2 that we're going to keep, and 3 really just padding, to be honest. So moving on from the £5 for £1, we went next door, charity shop next door to that one. I believe it was a Bernardo's, a small Bernardo's store. They had nothing at all on the shelf. Absolutely nothing. I go in there quite often. There's a nice lad that works there. I asked him if they had anything in the back. He said he'll have a look. He came back out and he asked me, I couldn't quite see what he had in his hand. And he said, I don't know if these are computer games. And I didn't know initially, looking at the size of the case on these first two, because you do not see PS Vita very often, especially 2 of them. So we've got The Hobbit, Lego Hobbit on the PS Vita, and Borderlands 2. Neither of them have got any booklets. They've just got this leaflet, but I know nothing about PS Vita, so I don't know if they tend to have a booklet. But they both got nice condition cartridges. Yeah, you just don't see them very often. I've been doing this a few years now, and you just don't see PS Vita. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've come across PS Vita games, but they look in great condition. Yeah, so there's those 2. And he also had a copy of Spider-Man on the PS4. I don't know what's happened to the case here. I don't know if someone's tried to eat that. It looks like it's been burnt. There's no other marks, so I'm not sure what's gone on there. But anyway, PS4 Spider-Man, really happy with that. I was just so happy to see these come out. It's worth asking sometimes. However, some of you may have spotted something which I didn't until after I got in the car and got home. ESRB. So I know nothing about PS Vitas. I had to quick Google search suggests that they're not region locked, and they should work fine. I know CEX can be 50-50 with the ESRB. Sometimes they take them, sometimes they don't. Depends what store, depends what staff. So I just don't know about this. So I was a little bit gutted about that. You do get a couple quid each for them. I really know nothing about prices. I only know they take the PS Vita because in the store I often go to, they're right next to the exit, so I see them every time I leave, but I don't give them any attention really. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. If not, that might have to be a Facebook Marketplace sale. And Spider-Man, we would definitely be keeping, but I've already got a copy, so this one's definitely making its way to CEX. I think you can get about £10 voucher for that and a couple quid less for cash. So, one last thing to mention, you'll see on the sticker, it has £2. So when he brought them out, I said I'll take those. I had full belief, understanding, expectations that this was going to come to £6. He asked me for £1.50. I pointed out to him, they say £2. He said, yeah, don't worry about that. There's a sale on all CDs, DVDs and games are 50p. £1.50 for these three. I could not believe it. I said, are you sure? Even don't know why I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, they got too many. They need to get rid of them. They've had loads dropped on them since Christmas and they need to clear out. So yeah, really happy. £1.50 for these three. Oh, I think that's a great find. Not one not sort of find you get very often, especially with the PS Vitas. Next was a charity shop called Scope. Managed to pick up two games there, two PS3 games. They were £1 each, from what you can see on the sticker there. Gran Turismo 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops. Dropped the ball a little bit. Because Call of Duty Black Ops, I think they only trade in for about 50 pence. They give you 80 pence credit or something like that at this point in time. But I get confused with the Black Ops. Some are worth money, some aren't. But I thought for £1 it's worth a go. And then Gran Turismo 6, that does trade in for a little bit. However, I don't have this one. It's a PlayStation only title. So I would be looking to keep this one. This one hopefully will go into the collection because I don't have it. And yeah, no point getting rid of it if we want it, is there? So yeah, two more there for £2. Next up in this week, it wasn't a charity shop. This was a Facebook purchase. The Amazing Spider-Man, it is 2. It's underneath the sticker. So again, this has visited CEX in the past. I believe it's 2. I think it's 2. Yeah, there it is. See the 2. So this used to be a fair few quid in CEX. I remember seeing it thinking, oh, I don't have it. I should get that. And I believe they wanted about £20 odd for it. On Facebook, they wanted a £5. They were asking for a £5. And again, it said that it had been up for about 3-4 days. So I was a bit dubious. I had a look on CEX. Has dropped in price. It is now £15. But yeah, £5. So I rang them up and I collected this on my way home. Oddly, the lady gave it to me and said that they wanted to get rid of it because her son wanted the new Spider-Man. Now, I collected this not long after picking up this. Now, I was very tempted to swap. However, the lad was there at the door. I asked him and he had an Xbox One. Which baffled me because this wasn't on Xbox One, but I didn't want to get too into it. I didn't know, so that was in my head. It was quite strange how I picked this up a little before, and then he says he wants to get rid of this to buy this, but it was one of those. It was one of those. I was tempted to do a trade with the guy, but I didn't want to get too into it because, I mean, the lad was only about 12, 13, something like that. I was really speaking to his mum. But anyway, I digress. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Xbox 360. This one was purchased for the sole intention of adding to the collection, and it certainly will do. So yeah, £5 for that one. And lastly, for the second trip, we went to Cash Converters, which is, I think it's a pawnbrokers. There's quite a few of them. I think there's 2 in the city I live, and I've seen them other places. So I think they're quite popular, quite common. They do games, and their prices vary. So we picked up Fever Streets, Red Redemption on PS3, and Fight Night Champions. So this one was a 99 pence. Trades in for a couple of quid. I was happy to see that one. I have played this. It's got a really good story mode, if I remember correctly. In fact, I think I pretty much just did the story mode. I got battered on whatever the other modes were. I think I got stuck on the story mode as well. But yeah, really good game, this one. So that was 99p. Red Dead Redemption, I'm not going to go into this too much, everyone knows about this. 99 pence. I think it trades in for a couple quid, but I do believe I heard somewhere that they were taking this off the PlayStation Store. So this could go up in price. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this one straight away when I purchased it. I do obviously have a copy, have a copy on the Xbox 360, which is my preferred platform. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that one initially. And then, oddly, most of the strange pricing, 10 pence for FIFA Streets. I believe I get 90 pence cash for this and maybe £1.50 trading or something. So I just picked that up at 10p. I'm not sure. Cash Converters, the guys that work there are lovely. Really nice guys. I've been going there for years. You can haggle with them a little bit on the higher prices. They're really nice guys. But their pricing's a little all over the shop in my one. You know, some of these are 99p. Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox 360, they wanted £9 for, and this one they wanted £1 for. So yeah, they're a bit all over the place with the pricing. So you have to pop in there quite frequently to see what they have. But yeah, £2.08, I think that is, for these three. Yeah, quite happy with that. So that's everything that we found in week 2. So we now know everything from week 1 and week 2. We can start to take a look and see what we got in exchange for everything that we found over the first 2 weeks. So I'll start by saying CX did take everything that we took into store. I didn't take all of it, and I'll go through that in a minute. The only thing they did say no to was The Force Unleashed 2. Nothing wrong with this copy at all. It's just that they're not taking it again at the moment. So I said that when I recorded this that they stopped taking it. And then they started again. Looks like they've stopped again. He said they might have too many in stock, which, I mean, The Force Unleashed 2, I'm not sure of that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's staying with us. Nothing wrong with it. But for that purpose, they said no to that one. I didn't take in these ones. So these are 10 of the 5 for £1 that we got in week 1. The reason I've not taken these in is because CX don't give you too much for them. I think cash-wise, you're looking at just over £5 for all of them. And voucher-wise, weren't too much more on a voucher, to be honest with you. I think it was about £8 on a voucher. So they sell them for just over 20 quid. I think we stand a better chance of getting a bit more back off them if we stick them on Facebook. So I'm going to stick these on Facebook Marketplace, only for about a tenner. I think £10 for these is a better return for us and a bit of a bargain for the person. Again, I mean, Fallout New Vegas, Oblivion, Bloodstone, Resident Evil 5. I mean, I think that's more than a good deal for £10. So keeping hold of these. If we don't sell them, I will take them to CEX. I'll probably get a voucher for them, but I just want to give them a go on Facebook, see if we can get a bit more for those. So for that reason only, they're going to stay with us just for a little while. The only other thing I kept back from week 1 was Mario Brothers on the DS. The reason for that being is it's not car boot season at the moment, but when it is, usually do quite well with getting my hands on DSs. It's quite easy to sell a Nintendo DS on Facebook. People still like them, still like to play them. But selling one with a copy of Mario tends to make the sale a bit quicker, and it also bumps the price up quite a bit, because that's usually a game people are looking for with it. So I'm going to keep hold of this for the time being for that purpose. But if not, it's not going anywhere. We can sell that at a later date as well and get some money back off it a little later. So that's staying with us. So they're the ones that I've just held back. Let's go through what we actually got then from the ones that we did take in from week 1. So firstly, I got a voucher for some of them. So Mario Kart on the DS and one of the copies of the Marvel Lego on the Xbox 360. We traded those in for a voucher and they got us £12 voucher, which is quite nice. So those two went in for voucher. For cash, we traded in Sims 2 on the DS, Doom 3 on the 360, the other copy of the Marvel Lego game on the 360, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on 360, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on 360, Just Dance on the Wii, Nintendogs on the DS, and GTA 4 on the Xbox 360. And in total, we got back from that £16.60. So for week 1, we spent £16. We got £16.60 back. So we haven't really made much from week 1, apart from that 60 pence. But we do get to keep all of those games you just saw me go through. They're there for later. A copy of God of War on PS4. This is the first game we're going to add to the collection. Like I said, this I purchased with the sole intention of trying to get the money back for it to keep it to add it in. I don't have it in my existing collection. Really happy, really good condition with it. So this is the first one we are going to add to the collection, and it's free. So it's completely paid for itself because everything else has got that £16 back with 16 pence profit. Not only that, we've got the £12 voucher from Mario Kart and the Lego 360 game, which comes to £12. So that was the result of week 1. So for week 2, like I said, they took everything from this one as well that we took in, but we didn't take them all in. Some of the ones we didn't take, so Brink on 360, quite simple. They give you a penny cash or a penny voucher. Might as well keep hold of it, so later down the line we can put that with a 360 bundle or collection or something, but for a penny we'll just keep hold of that for the time being. The other one I kept hold of was Red Dead Redemption on the PS3. Like I said, I think this is going to go up in price. They give you just a couple pound for it at the minute, an extra £1 or £2 in exchange. I think that may go up in price. If it doesn't, it's not going anywhere. We can take it later. Might want to add it to a bundle. Again, it's another one of those games that people would like to have if they suddenly decide they want to play the PS3 again. But yeah, I want to keep hold of that one just for a little while. And also the Fight Night Champion game. I'm keeping hold of that. This one is, you get a couple of quid for this actually. I think you can get £4 for this. So it's a decent one to trade in, but I just want to keep hold of it again, just for the same reason as Red Dead really. It's a good one to bundle in with things, and it's not going anywhere. So I just want to keep hold of this for a little while. I probably don't think it's going to go up in price, to be honest with you. It may do, but I don't think it will. It's more of a, I just want to keep hold of it because it helps. Helps sell a console if we can get our hands on it, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to keep hold of that one for a little bit longer. And then there was the DVDs filler that we had. I will just say now that for week 2, nothing that we got hold of I wanted to trade in for a voucher, except when I got there, the 30 Days of Night DVD, I had forgot to take it out of the bag. And when I took everything out and put it on the counter at CEX, I saw it in there. So it just slipped through. It was on the counter. I couldn't be asked to put it back in the bag and take it back. So I put that in the voucher pile. So I'll say now, for week 2, we get to add 10 pence to the voucher side of things. It's 10p, isn't it? It's 10p. But yeah, sorry, I dropped the ball on that one. That one slipped through. But that was the only one we got voucher for in week 2. So what it is we actually traded in for week 2. So like I say, it was just the £10 voucher. Sorry, I wish 10 pence voucher. Cash, we got 90 pence for FIFA Streets on the PS3. We got 50p for Call of Duty Black Ops, also on the PS3. But we got £7 for Spider-Man on PS4. We got £4 for Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita, and £5 for The Hobbit, Lego Hobbit on the PS Vita. So that came to a total of £17.40. And on top of that, we managed to keep a few out of week 2. So the ones that we've kept are, I went through these at a time. So I know I said I'm not a Call of Duty person, but I don't have this one in the collection, and it's a fantastic copy, and it's one of the older ones. And again, for the age of this game, it's in fantastic condition. 2004 it says on the back. So, I mean, that's 18, 19 years old, and that's fantastic condition. So yeah, we're keeping that one for the collection. The other one is FIFA 07. Again, I know it's not really something you'd expect to keep for the collection, but it's one of the few I don't have for the 360. I think it's one of the first ones that came out, so it sort of slipped by me. But I've got it now, so that's just being stuck into the collection. Gran Turismo 6 on the PS3. I don't have it. It's a PlayStation exclusive. I do prioritise 360 when I can pick my consoles for that generation, but that one wasn't available on the 360. So it's nice to have that now. So I'm keeping hold of that one. So that's good. And lastly, for week 2, we are keeping hold of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 on the 360. Like I said, this was one of the Facebook purchases. We paid a $5 for it. CX want £15 for it at the minute, and that has dropped, has been available for more in their stores over the past year or two. But yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, very happy with that one. Very happy to put that in the collection now. I've been keeping an eye on that for a couple of years. So yeah, they're the ones that we're keeping for week 2. So that's everything for weeks 1 and 2. We've managed to make ourselves a little bit of money already. We've got £12, 10p on a voucher, and we've got a few games already in the collection. So not bad for our first 2 weeks. I've just been out and finished hunting for the items for week 3, and it's a bit interesting, this one. So they're here with me right now in this box. So if you want to know what's in the box, please join us for episode 3. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.